welcome back to my channel. I am back with this week's Teen Mom Recap. Before I get started with this week's video, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week about the newest episode of Teen Mom The Next Chapter and all the newest tea that's going on. And I just want you guys to see it, so go ahead and subscribe if that's something you'd be interested in. And anyway, let's go ahead and get started with this week's video. So we're gonna start off with Janelle again. It literally never ends with her. And some of these upcoming allegations are very disturbing. There's stuff involving children, so you have been warned. Nathan did another interview with The Sun to reveal just what it was like for his son Kaiser when he lived with David.
Jace threw a rock and hit Inslee in the head and blamed it on Kaiser, and Kaiser got the living crap beat out of him.
And do I believe this? 1000%, and so should you. No one has forgotten that David literally shot and killed his dog Nugget when it barely nipped Inslee. So do I think he would beat a person for supposedly attacking Inslee? Yes, I do. And do I think that David immediately believed Jace because Kaiser is a lot younger and easier to overpower than Jace physically? Yeah, as disturbing as that is.
Because Inslee kept on messing with him and hitting him and pinching him. So Kaiser pinched her back. Inslee didn't get in trouble. No, but David supposedly reached around, pinched him as hard as he could, and made him bleed on the arm. And he has a scar on his shoulder from him. Kaiser told me he's punched him in the face several times.
And there's no justifying this. I really don't want to hear people saying, like, oh, my parents hit me and I'm okay. Like, please shut the fuck up. I cannot stand when people say that. This is clearly a situation where David is abusive physically. It goes way beyond punishment. He's literally the evil stepdad who only cares about his biological child, could give a fuck about the stepkids, and he obviously doesn't even care that much about Inslee either because he hasn't seen her since he divorced Janelle.
Kaiser had an underbite because when he was 2 years old, 2.5 years old, he told me one day that David reached around and punched him in the jaw. And during that time, I didn't see Kaiser for 3 months.
And we know Janelle loves to pawn her children off on other people, so for her to deny anyone seeing Kaiser for that long is really suspicious. After these very disturbing allegations were made, Janelle and August, of course, gave another half-hearted response. Janelle claims that underbites run in her family, and honestly, that part might be true. Like, that is one strong chin, so that might be the one true thing that Janelle has said here. Then she says, I've been checked out for abuse 70 times. Weird flex, but okay. Then this part is really interesting. Janelle tries to deny that David hit her kids, but August interrupts her. He says, denial is not the right word. Janelle's in the middle of things that she is unaware of. Ultimately, she doesn't know 100% if David pinched Kaiser. She doesn't know that 1000%, so I don't think she's denying it. And I'm assuming August is saying that so as not to fuck up the ongoing divorce case with David and the strangulation case against Jace. Because if Janelle claims in this article that David is not violent, David might use that in court later. August says that if she did witness violence, she would have filed charges, just like she did when David hit Jace. Slight problem though, she wasn't the one that reported it when David hit Jace. The state pressed charges. So August is just lying out his teeth here. Then the article ends with Janelle denying that she ever saw David hurt her children. Basically ruining August's whole point that he was trying to make of like, oh, we cannot confirm or deny. At the end, she just denies it. I bet you he gave her like a look too, like, did I not just say not to do that? And if you listen to August's voice in the 911 tapes, it's very interesting. He kind of talks like everything is a question, and he has this really weird cadence that is like hard to describe, but it's very bizarre. Anyway, The Sun also released another part of the Nathan interview. I feel like this is just like one long interview that they keep releasing bits and pieces of. I don't actually think it's separate interviews. Like, they gotta stretch it out as much as possible. In this part, he reveals that Janelle left her kids with babysitters for a full 3 weeks while she went to North Carolina, which is not a huge deal compared to all the other stuff. Supposedly she had to go get stuff in North Carolina, handle some business there, although 3 weeks does seem a little bit excessive. And apparently the kids were running wild in the neighborhood and not going to school, which is not good. And we all know Janelle's choice of babysitters is terrible, so I can see why this is bad. Continuing on the topic of Janelle, the Ashley's Reality Roundup was able to get body cam footage from the 911 call that August made a couple months ago. And we got some juicy new details in there.
You're right away from being able to press charges and not press charges.
Which, I mean, we have a great relationship. She used to be an alcoholic, used to go to alcohol classes, she had a few drinks. I know she's not capable of help. Alcohol. So, we're in a serious relationship. We raise kids. This is our
All the
home.
kids are yours together?
No, they're my step kids. But you know, they see me as dad.
How long have you guys been together?
About 2.5 years.
You said that.
I mean, we raised these kids together.
Are you unable to open the door?
Well, I have my keys, but I put them there. I can open the door.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna wake up.
I mean, you want to walk with me?
Yep,
Go grab my
let's
keys?
go.
In the video, he says Janelle was an alcoholic. Her kids are his stepkids, and they've supposedly been together for over 2.5 years. Keep in mind, Janelle only filed for divorce from David last year, so he's admitting that she's been cheating for years, basically, if the timeline is correct. He admits to the cops that Janelle hit him, but he really doesn't want her to go to jail, okay? Because otherwise, there goes his meal ticket. Janelle doesn't open the door when the cops knock on it, so they just give up, I guess. No arrest, no charges filed. And I always thought that charges had to be filed in domestic violence cases. Like, someone's got to go to jail, even if the victim doesn't want to press charges, but I guess Nevada handles it differently. In light of all this, Janelle posted this. Taking care of me again. When have you ever not? Why don't you try taking care of your kids for once? Self-care is for the people who actually work hard and deserve it. She also posted this. CPS has not removed any child from my home. I have physical custody and CPS has nothing to do with it. I am in control of all my children. CPS isn't involved. IDK, how many times I need to repeat myself? All of you are idiots. This is exactly why I'll see Ashley in court. You should meet my new entertainment lawyer. How much do you want to bet? It's just August. He wears many hats. Manager, boyfriend, abuse victim, liar, babysitter. Anyway, let's stop talking about depressing Janelle news for a second and move on to Kail. Now, I don't talk about Kail too much since she left the show. I find her to be very manufactured now, and she doesn't spill that much dirt anymore. I feel like when celebrities get to like a certain higher level, you're not gonna get any dirt out of them. Ariana Grande is never gonna spill the tea about her cheating with the SpongeBob dude. J-Lo is never gonna talk about Diddy. And I guess Kail thinks that she's on that level because she's like refusing to talk about her kids or Chris, and it's like, do you know why you got famous? But anyway. Kail is just such a hypocrite. It is insane. Like, I just have to talk about this because it's just so hypocritical and it drives me crazy. So she had this podcast with Joe's wife, V. It was called Baby Mama's No Drama. But the two have been filming it separately for weeks now, whereas they used to film it together. And finally, they just let it die already. So ironically enough, Baby Mama's No Drama did end because of drama. Kail might not be addicted to drugs or alcohol, but she is 100% addicted to drama. She has fought with literally every person that she's ever been friends with that we've seen on the show. The only person that I've ever seen her not have beef with is Lindsay from Coffee Convos, the one she does a podcast with. And I'm convinced that's just because they're not actual friends, they're just co-hosts and business partners. Anyway, so Kail announced that Baby Mama's No Drama is over, and she released this statement. First, she humble brags about some article written about her, and I'm not contributing to that, so I'm gonna skip reading it. At the end of the article, I spoke about how the most important thing to me is being transparent and honest with my followers, and I don't plan on changing that. However, I totally understand that not everybody feels this way, and that's their right, but it would go against everything I believe in and speak about if I didn't practice what I preach in this moment. With that said, I've decided to part ways from V and take my podcasting journey in a new direction. Baby Mama's No Drama has come to an end. And then that's the official, PR shit. But then on a Facebook group, she spilled a little bit more. In the comment section, she says it has nothing to do with Joe. She says that she has dirt on V. She claims V wasn't being open enough about her personal life. And then V pretty much admitted that in her own statement. I'm not going to read all this, but you can pause to read here. Basically, she said that it's for her mental health, her well-being. She admits that she's not being transparent. She doesn't want the kids to see it. But I just want to talk about Kail's reaction, because for Kail to get mad for V not wanting to be transparent is ridiculous. Kail refused to film almost anything her last season. She flipped off the producers. She was rude as hell to them, like Ferret level rude. Turned the lights off on them and walked away. Refused to talk about Chris, refused to talk about Brianna, refused to talk about anything interesting. Only thing she wanted to talk about was what bathroom tiles she was going to pick out for her new house. And now you're mad that V isn't being transparent? And she also makes all these posts on social media about how I'm not gonna post about my baby daddies anymore. I'm keeping my personal life more private now. Like, and then you say Vee isn't transparent. Like, shut the fuck up. Immediately after ending Baby Mama's No Drama, she started a podcast with a friend, Becky, who she was on the outs with for 5 years, and they just started talking again. They decided to start a podcast. I'm sure that will go well. And that's all I can tolerate talking about Kail. In other news, The Sun revealed that Mackenzie filed for child support against Ryan, because of course he's not paying it. He has a do-over baby that's ready to be born. Who cares about the old ones? Out with the old, in with the new, right? In the documents, she estimates that Ryan makes $18,000 a month. She also reveals that he sees his kids 0 days out of the year, and that Amanda is not allowed to see the kids. And I simply cannot imagine why Mackenzie's not allowing Amanda to see the kids. It's not like Amanda's dressing as Mackenzie for Halloween and posting it on TikTok or anything, like the creepy stalker that she is. Oh wait, she did do that. So the song playing during this video is Bitch Better Have My Money by Rihanna. Unfortunately, I had to mute it due to copyright, but I promise that that's what's playing in the background. I will leave a link down below if you want to watch it yourself. And some people are trying to deny that she's dressed as Mackenzie, but we got the same color scrubs that Mackenzie often posts herself in. The same glasses, the folder of screenshots. Mackenzie was known for posting a lot of screenshots recently, which we appreciated. And I just want to come back to the song playing for a second here. Bitch Better Have My Money, while your man is currently being sued for non-payment of child support, is wild as hell. Like, who's the bitch that better have the money? Ryan? Because the state is about to garnish his wages? Bitch better have my money indeed. I hope you drain that man, Mackenzie. And it is funny that Amanda posted this on TikTok, I'm not gonna lie. But it's funny in like a psycho stalker way. Like, we're laughing at her, not with her. Kind of like when Janelle set Kail's hair care merch on fire. It was funny, but it's because we were laughing at Janelle. Like, welcome to the shit show. And that is all for this week. What do we think of the new reveals about Kaiser? Do we think that it's true? Do we think that Nathan just wants to get one over on David and Janelle? I personally think it's true. I wish it wasn't, but I feel like it is. What do we think of Kail and Vee ending their podcast and Kail being a massive hypocrite? Leave a comment down below and make sure to subscribe for more Team On recaps every week.